Hallo Luete, it is tendedtadpolebiz here, and we are back for the 12th and final episode of Running Away. Now, if you didn't see, in between the last episode and this episode, I did hold another live stream where literally every one of these houses we have, except for Gnarly's because Gnarly wants to furnish his own, we finally furnished. And I did a little bit off camera to furnish up a couple of the other buildings over there, but that's not important. What's important right now is we are here at the Comedy Cavern for a very odd purpose. And that purpose is because I had said before that I went mining and died, and I got so many resources from mining because I ended up going mining again so that, I mean, you can see my level is back up to 45. I wanted to get some more items, and I don't know, it was just kind of relaxing for me. So to give you guys a sense of catharsis that I also have, I decided today I am going to be going and mining every single of these blocks that I can use fortune on. Obviously, these ones I just have to throw in a furnace. But all of these, I'm going to be using my fortune pickaxe on to get as much of them as I possibly can. So, if you want to guess how many I'm going to get, you can guess that in the comments below. And, you know, whoever wins it, I'll give you a house in my world. So, take your guesses and no cheating. Okay, that took a full 30 minutes to finish mining all of that. Wow, that took a while. As you can see, I got about 6 levels out of it, just under 7. If somehow you guessed it would take 2 chests, I mean, you're brilliant. But yeah, we got a ton of stuff. And the reason that I actually wanted to do this is so that I could get the diamond and this iron, because I want to use this over here. And that is because I have left Tadshire Tower as the final building to be decorated in Tadshire. And so the reason that we need all this stuff is actually because if I go up here, you can see that the entire room is basically one big, like, watchtower. And this is on purpose because, I mean, the tower is obviously one giant watchtower. Like, it's meant to look over everything. But we also want to we have these little barrels here that are just filled with bows, so that, you know, if anybody ever came to attack, mainly if there were like a pillage or something, this is a little creativity, assuming that there were like villagers or something, we would have people up here to protect it. And so what we also want to do in here is protect all of our good items. So obviously the diamonds that we have left over will be going into the bank vault, but I want to use the diamonds to actually put on each of these armor stands, as well as down here, we actually have a little armory that, I mean, I can't take credit for. One Harmony literally built this entire thing, and it is just beautiful. And so what I want to do is make a couple more rooms kind of like this, where people can, like, sort of get materials, and then maybe in here, I want to just fill this room with all of, like, the iron, the gold. I may throw some of the redstone and coal in here, although we have so much of that, that may be a bit overkill. But basically, all of the excess blocks that we have, I want to throw in here, because, I mean, once we're done with this area, I don't want to just leave them sitting in a chest. So, yeah, let's grab some of those. So if I go into my house, this is how much of the iron and gold, and I guess we can do lapis as well, that we have, not including the stuff that we got from our little mission over there. So let's just pick up all of this, and let's find out how much we have. Okay, so that actually only makes a stack and 16 iron and 19 blocks of gold. I don't know why. I'm almost surprised at how little that is. I don't know. I want to see how this would actually look inside of one of the rooms. That's definitely not as much gold as I thought we had. I guess 19 just isn't as much as I thought it was. Huh. Okay. Because, like, I mean, if you're just coming through, that's almost like, that's like a forgettable amount. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about maybe having just one floor for gold, but we can't really do that because, I mean, that's not that much. I don't know. Let's not do the iron. Let's actually go get our lapis, and we'll put the blocks of that up there. Yeah, see, okay, now that looks a lot more intimidating. Or not intimidating. This looks like, you know, this looks like a much bigger heap of stuff that we have to protect. And I should also clarify, this isn't actually all of the lapis we have. The stuff that I mined, like at the beginning of this episode, is not included in this. This was just the stuff that I had sitting in that chest. The rest of it will go if we need enchants or anything, and it'll be with like our enchanting table. Yeah, okay, so since we actually do have this room like fairly filled up with stuff, I think for now we'll hold off on the iron, because I want to use the iron for the actual armory itself, which actually I can go straight up there right now. I want to put the armor on these. Do I have a crafting table? I do have a crafting table. I want to actually put the armor on these armor stands. So I actually went back and rewatched the footage, and I forgot that I said I was going to actually make these out of diamonds. I don't know why I said that, because I didn't have any intention of doing that, at least up here, just because, I mean, the diamonds should be reserved for the best of the best. So I might make a couple things out of diamond, but I definitely didn't want to make all of this diamond stuff. But yeah, I'm really happy with how these turned out. I gave them each one of the bows that we had as well, just so, you know, they kind of just stand up here looking like guards, just in case, you know, anybody needs to fight up here. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. And yeah, so the top up here is pretty good at protecting it, but the issue we have is, other than this little armory down here, we don't actually have anywhere that would, like, you know, stop anybody or act as a guard. I know nobody's actually going to be attacking or anything like that, but, like, in my imagination, this is what's going to be going on. So, I don't know. I feel like a front desk would almost be cheesy. So, I just don't know what to do with this front part. You know? I almost feel like we could do sort of like a metal detector. Like, have something up here that you had to walk through, and you had to, like, pass a checkpoint to get in. Okay, so you definitely have to use your imagination just a little bit. But, you know, if you come through here, we'll have our guard standing right here, blocking you from just waltzing through. And then you'll go through this metal detector. And assuming you're not some sort of criminal, then you can come up this side. Yeah, it's... Look, it's definitely a bit creative and a bit out there, but... I don't know, I don't know, isn't that a bit more realistic? This is high tech, we're gonna go with this. Okay, so I added these little tables over here that'll sort of be, you know, if we have someone that's kind of screening them, they'll be brought over here if they have anything sus, and then they'll have like a little dish to put their stuff in. I don't know, it's definitely very creative, very out there. You're gonna have to use your imagination if you really want to believe that it's gonna be a metal detector. But I think it works. You know, it's better than just having some sort of bogus security desk. So, I'm good with that for the front. Alright, so with our first floor out of the way, what I want to do now is, and I have enlisted the help, where is he? I've enlisted the help of Harmony over here. We have 3 more floors to actually fill up. And so, I'm not sure what I want to do with the other 2 floors. What we're going to do for this floor, as you can see by what he's building, is... because we have, like, the room for them to get their armor and we have the spots for them, I want to make, like, a little barracks area, like, with just some beds and random stuff like that, where, like, you know, they would actually live in here so that if an attack were to come, again, please use your imagination on this, that we could actually, like, house them and they could actually just, like, be here. Okay, so this is the little barrack here we have for them. We have, like, all of their little beds right here that they can sleep in, as well as some storage along the sides. I'm pretty good with this one, because this feels like, and I know this is no equivocation. I went to space camp once where we had to like stay in little dormitories kind of like this, and it had a very very similar feel to this, where like each of us had a locker type of thing. So I like it. The beds may be a bit sus, given that you are now stuck in a hole back there.
Yeah.
But you know what? It works. Okay, so we have the entrance, we have the armory, we have the barracks. What else are we gonna put? Because we have 2 floors to fill up now. So it was around here that Harmony and I basically, forgot that we were recording. I don't know what other way to put this, other than... the clips just didn't make a lot of sense. I basically recorded everything of us actually building all the stuff and doing all the furnishing. But none of it turned out well. It was basically just us talking and me going, oh, I don't like this, oh, I don't like this, until we finally came up with something. And so I figure rather than bore you guys with like half an hour of that, I'm going to skip straight to the end, and you can see what the final product looks like. This is wonderful. Okay, so here, let's get one good look at it from like when you first enter. So first things first, you want to come up to the tower, and we're gonna assume that you're supposed to be here. You walk in, you're like, hey Jim Bob, you know, how are the wife and kids? You go through, the metal detector doesn't beep, so you don't have to do anything special. You come up here, you're gonna grab. Goodness, you have a lot of diamonds. Oh wait, no, I put those in there. I'm stupid. You'll you know grab your tools that we still have to make, and then you're gonna come up here. And you're going to rest up easy, you know, take your night off. You'll come up here, get, you know, a cold one, a brewski with the boys, have some fun, and, you know, if there is a call on hand or if there's something you need to grab outside of the stuff in the armory, you can come in here and it'll be, you know, fully furnished and all that. You go up another floor, you remember, hey, this is what we're fighting for. You know, this is the materials that we need to hold other people off from. Yeah, I was thinking about adding, like, I don't know, diamond or emerald. Not diamond, but maybe like emerald or something else. But I honestly feel like these stacks are big enough that if I added something else, it'd be too cramped. So we're going to stick with this. This is what they're fighting for. And then they would come up here and, you know, if there was a meeting that had to go on, they'd sit up here and talk. Or if somebody was attacking, you know, you hang off the edge and you just shoot down at whoever the attackers are. This is brilliant. I love this. Okay. So we are now safe, and our final build is now decorated. So the last thing that I actually want to do building-wise in Tadshire is right here at the mine. And that is because a couple of episodes ago, I had been working in here, and I had been adding all of these walls and stuff, and I think it looks absolutely magnificent. But I didn't know what I wanted to do with this little area right here. And that is because right here, actually a couple blocks up, maybe around here, is where I used to have the enchanting table. But we actually moved the enchanting table over here to the library. Let me fly over there real quick to show you. So this was actually Gnarly's idea, and we really just brought the enchanting table in. We actually made a second one that we put over here. But, I mean, he was definitely right on this. He thought it would look nice to just have it surrounded by the library, have a little floating thing in here. I think it's beautiful, it serves its purpose, and it looks really nice. But the issue is that it still leaves that hole over in the mine. So as much as I'd like to actually do something in this area, and, I mean, admittedly, it'd be a pretty neat cave to do something with, I'm kind of just over it. I don't think I actually want to do anything with this. And we also have, Salbert made her own little chest room in here that, you know, I can't fault her, it looks pretty neat. But I think we're done with it. I think it's time to move on, and especially since this is the finale of Running Away, I think it's time we just gave up on it. So I'm just going to cover all this up. If ever I want to come back to Running Away or do something else with it, maybe I'll come and do something with this little cave here, but for now, I think it's high time that we gave up on this. So we cover that up, and let's cover up Salbert's area, and that's it. That's it. That is the final building project we have in Tadshire. Wow. Okay. So what this leaves now is, I mean, everything's pretty much done. I've debated moving these chests and taking their contents over into like the storage in the shops. I don't think I'm going to do that just because, I don't know, this is kind of like a staple of the area. I've rarely used the chests that are actually in my house other than just to like throw stuff in there that I'm never going to use again. So I think we'll actually leave these here, but what I want to do now is the same thing that I did with my world tour, where I got an achievement right off the bat. I want to do that for this as well, because if you're watching this when this first comes out, I'm going to be making a world tour, or I don't know, maybe you call it a village tour of Tadshire. But when I make that tour, the same way I did with my world tour, I want to be able to prove that this world was in survival. And so to do that, I want to get an achievement. And I looked through my achievements the other day. Ooh, we got one over here. I'm looking for a pig, if that makes any sense why I'm just running around. I went through my achievements the other day to see which ones I don't have, because most of this was done on the Xbox One edition or the 360 edition. I had finished those up, but I hadn't done them here on the Windows 10 edition. And so I do not actually, oh, this sucks. I do not actually have the cook and eat a pork chop, because, I mean, every time I see a pig like this, I go with my sword. Well, my sword has fire aspect on it, so it immediately cooks it. So I'm going to get you with my axe. Let's get that pork chop, and we are going to cook that and call it a day. Alright, so if we throw this in the furnace, it should give us our achievement. Okay, we have the pork chop. Let's eat it. And hopefully within a second or two here, it'll pop up on screen saying we have the achievement. There it is. There we have it. There is the achievement. I'm not sure why it took so long. It literally took me like sleeping in a bed to get it. But that is that. We finally have an achievement. I mean, let me get one last good look from the tower up here. So this is it. This is the finished product of Tadshire. Wow. Yeah, for real, guys, thank you so much for watching this. I mean, this is literally the first series I've ever fully finished on the channel, and, I mean, I'm so happy with it. I think, especially in my city, there are quite a few builds where I thought, you know, oh, it could be better, oh, it's not perfect, but legitimately, every one of these, if I didn't like it, I went back and I fixed what I didn't like about it. So this entire town is something that I'm just so happy with. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for watching these. If you can't tell, I personally think the videos have been getting better, and this definitely was a learning curve for me, learning how to edit, learning how to just make content that at least I enjoyed, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this, and I know some of you guys had wanted me to make a second season of Tadshire, or not of Tadshire, of Running Away. I'm not saying that's not going to happen, it's just I want to go back to Tadpolebiz before I do that, and I want to spend some time going back over to the builds that I already have and, you know, making some new ones and doing stuff like that. So I'm not saying Running Away 2 isn't going to be happening, it's just we're going to head back for a little bit. You know, I gotta go back home before I run away again. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching this when it first comes out, this Friday, I believe that's the 25th, I will be releasing like the full tour, kind of like I did for my world tour, of the village here, because I've kind of skimped on going through all of the individual builds and showing all the stuff in them. So we're going to fully fledge and go through absolutely everything here in that video. And if you're watching this after the fact, I'll put a little thing up here in the corner, or if you're watching it in the playlist, it should be the next video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, if you liked the series, I would absolutely love it if you left a like. And, you know, if you enjoy my content and want to see more, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll catch you guys next time. Tschüss, Kinder.